Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This topic today is a topic that some people will just switch off to straight away. And for that reason, I'm not actually going to post the whole video on my main YouTube channel, but I'm going to refer it off to one of my blogs, Going Deeper with God. So you'll find the um, whole video and audio on that link, which I will put on underneath. So I'm just going to do a bit of a way of an introduction on here so that if you want to watch the rest of it, you can go over and watch the rest of it on my one of my blogs. So having said that, what am I on about? Well, today my topic is, what is a demon? Well, I'm involved with a church service, lots of older people, and sometimes I read the Bible. And one of the ladies who was reading a couple of weeks ago, she came to me before she did the reading. She's 92, I think, or 93, maybe going on 94, I don't know. But she's a pretty smart lady. And she's been a Christian most of her life. And she read this passage out. I'm going to read the passage out to you in a minute. And then she asked me this question afterwards. So I'll read the passage now. This is from the book of Mark. This is what she was reading. This is from Mark chapter 1, verses 29 to 39. This is from the Good News translation, which some people say is one of the most accurate translations of the Bible you can get. Anyway, so Mark 1, 29 to 39. Jesus and his disciples, including James and John, left the synagogue and went straight to the home of Simon and Andrew. Simon's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a fever, and as soon as Jesus arrived, he was told about her. He went to her, took her by the hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she began to wait on them. After the sun had set and evening had come, people brought Jesus all the sick and those who had demons. All the people of the town gathered in front of the house. Jesus healed many who were sick with all kinds of diseases and drove out many demons. He would not let the demons say anything because they knew who he was. Very early the next morning, long before daylight, Jesus got up and left the house. He went out of town to a lonely place where he prayed. But Simon and his companions went out searching for him. And when they found him, they said, "Everyone is looking for you." But Jesus answered, "We must go on to the other villages around here. I have to preach to them in them also, because that is why I came." So he travelled all over Galilee, preaching in the synagogues. They didn't have churches at that stage. The Christian church hadn't been started. So they travelled all over Galilee, preaching in the synagogues and driving out demons. Now, my friend came up to me before she read that, and she said, "Jeff, what is a demon?" I thought, oh. And I naturally assumed that most people in Christian churches knew what a demon was, or a little bit, but she didn't. She was quite genuine, not knowing what a demon was. So to the best of my ability, I explained what I thought a demon was and what they were doing back then and what demons might do today. So that's why I thought I would share this with you today. I'm going to also just give a little bit of caution. C.S. Lewis, who's a famous Christian author, he wrote many wonderful books. The most famous one is called Mere Christianity, but he also wrote one called the Screwtape Letters, which is a fictitious account between an experienced devil teaching a younger devil how to deal with Christians. And it's even been made into films, I think. And it's a very interesting book. It's called the Screwtape Letters. And one of the I'll just read a little bit from this preface to the book, which is worth a lot in itself, just to read the preface from the Screwtape Letters, because this is where the caution comes in when you look at this, listen to this sort of material that I'm going to present later on. There are two equal and opposite errors into which our race can fall about the devils. One is to disbelieve in their existence. The other is to believe and feel an excessive and unhealthy interest in them. They themselves are equally pleased by both errors and hail a materialist or a magician with the same delight. The sort of script which is used in this book can be easily obtained by anyone who has once learned the knack. but disposed or excitable people who might make bad use of it shall not learn it from me. Readers are advised to remember that the devil is a liar. Not everything that Screwtape says should be assumed to be true, even from his own angle. I won't go on, but you can look that up on the internet, and you can probably find somewhere we can read the whole book, the Screwtape Letters, and read this. I found this preface just on its own on the internet. So that's a little bit of a introduction. The following that I'm going to share with you is an audio tape. Some years ago, a Christian friend of mine died, and he basically willed to me his Christian cassette library, or his cassette library, and some of his Christian books and a few other things, but mainly those things, because I was interested in what he had there. My friend had been a troubled Christian. He had some problems, and that's why he was seeking help. And you might have some of the answers as to why he might have been seeking help when you listen to the audio tape of this later on. But one of the, well, it was a collection of tapes by an American pastor called Ernest B Rockstad. And they were all about spiritual warfare and dealing with demons and all that sort of stuff. And there was a few others by an Australian minister there as well, tapes by him. And also my own pastor, Frank Hunting, who you'll see much of his material on this YouTube channel, was well versed in such things and may have even corresponded with those two gentlemen, I'm not sure. So what you're going to hear is from Ernest B Rockstad, and it's about the reality of demons and what they are and who they are and their personalities and all that sort of stuff. And so I'm going to probably sign off around about here, and I'm going to then continue and make another YouTube video with this as the introduction, and then you will hear the whole audio. It's only audio. You'll find out if you go onto YouTube, you'll find that Ernest B Rockstad, his legacy is being carried on a YouTube channel, and lots of his sermons, not this, but I couldn't find this one there, and there's probably others I've got that I didn't find there, but you'll find lots of his sermons. He's since passed on some time ago, and you'll find that very interesting if you want to go.